There we go. We're gonna to put it like this, I believe, and then kind of is this right? Because this is kind of sleeping on me a bit. Maybe try to put this on the like that instead. I think that tree, this is wrong. This needs to be the other way. That tree. And now pull. Now I think it's secure. Only worry I have about this Ultralight is going to be very cold on winter time, I believe. Perhaps not too much, but depends on the pad, but on the side you might feel it a bit more now because it's so light. The other side is great, so I'm going to try to see how easy it is for me to This wasn't possible with the other hammock. This is the Amok Dramor Ultralight 6.0 or 5.0. I don't have a clue anymore actually. But you can see the material is completely different from my past videos. If you watch on the other channel, you'll find some. It's ultralight, it has a bit more practical stuff, and what makes this hammock a bit different is that you can actually sleep on your belly and turn without laying like a banana, or at least not so much. Well, you really need to have a pad for this one, and it's going to have some kind of isolation as well. Other than that, I only sleep on tents. I prefer sleeping on tents because it's a bit more easy to set up, and you can take it anyway. Here you have to have trees. So the tarp is relatively easy. I have set up this a lot of time. What I like about Norten's tarp, that is super lightweight and very easy to set up. It's way bigger than the one that I had from Amok, and it has very practical stuff, and they even come with a more bigger tarp as well. So what I do, I have a bungee here that they put on, and the system is pretty easy. You just go around the tree. Yeah, we are ready. Let's try to find out if we can sit here. Okay, so let's put the knife away, just beneath the camera. I'm going to try to enter regular way. The ridge line. One knife here, and then you're probably gonna shred the. So it feels a lot of more space here than normal. This is also new. You have your cord. I think this is for the bug net stuff. You have a little pocket there. You have some storage room there that is normally to put that when you are finished. You have your bottle stuff there. I'm not sure what that bottle is. You have a pocket here, and you have the other one in there as well. So it feels more spacious. What is this for? Oh, perhaps. Okay, this might be. And this is my toiletries stuff. I like it to have it in there. It's pretty cool because you can hang it. I'll probably put it there too as well. A lot of stuff in that. There we go. And this might be for this somehow. Perhaps to dry your clothing or stuff. Like that. And you can perhaps dry some clothing there as well, I don't know. I'm not sure. Yeah, you can adjust this to make it like a bed something. But yeah, feels nice. Okay, so now that the shelter is out of the way, might start a fire now, just to dry this stuff out. I don't have. It's been a very wet night. It rained quite a lot last night, so it's going to try to just use this place again. Seems like it's been a while since somebody's been here. The cool thing about this is that I might use this place for a bushcraft place, perhaps make some kind of a lean-to here in the future. I'm not sure about it now because it's really not a superb good spot. This when I arrived, this is a glass bottle, and this is one of the reasons I want to carry some stuff, so I need to bring this back with me because this might make a fire. So this cannot be here. This is not pretty old beer bottle, I think. That is an animal that's been there pretty recently, actually. Another log here. I'm going to try to save it. Not going to use for fire. I'm going to try to take this little fella out because he's completely dead. Ooh! It's super big! At least it's quite steep down there because that was a very big bowl. And my hammock is over there. I think a fire might scare him. There we go. Now we have a good fire going. Giving a bit of smoke, so probably smell that. I have some chicken with me today and a beer, barrel aged stout, BDSM. Pretty nasty. I think it's from both Norway and Sweden. It has 12%, so it's pretty heavy beer, and we have some oranges for tomorrow, of course. Storage of my camera case. And we have some chicken, very good not breast, but breast chicken, I think it's called. Very good, very good. Just need to keep it alive to dry as much wood as possible, because this is soaking wet. And it's not big, so it's gonna deplete quite quickly. Here's what I'm thinking on doing, because that tree that is dead is still pretty solid, but it's pretty just done standing dead. So from the bag that I have there with my food, all the way up there, I'm going to try to put half of that tree on top of some stones. So I need to find some stones. I'm gonna look for it on the way back and cut that tree in half, and then I could use the other side to put it behind. So it's gonna be like a triangle. I'm going to try to make it like a triangle, so some tarp's going to be this way and the other tarp's going to be this way. But I'm not going to do that today. I'm just going to try, because I don't have the tool to saw that tree, and just try to fix like probably a little bushcraft permanent place for next time. Another one, are you serious? Area is, I'm literally surrounded by moose here. I think this one is smaller though. It was literally just behind me. Scary. Okay guys, so I'm going to try to start to cooking because it's getting late. Now we have some coal at least. We're going to put the pan there. And we're going to try to prepare some chicken. Couple of extras. There we go. There we go. And this is my favorite noodle, my favorite ramen, hot chicken with cheese flavor. It's a bit big for the heavy cover canteen. I think it will manage to melt eventually. This stuff. This is the cheese that is a bit different from the regular one, and this is like the hot sauce. I'm going to put this a bit here as well, and there. a bit more later as well. This one though needs to be a bit more. This is pretty much ready. I'm just gonna put it in there. Perfect. Just as planned. Oh, this is nice. Very good. Just gonna wait for that a bit, and we're gonna serve these. We have some cheese here. We have actually two kind of cheese. We have truffle tomato, and we have this cheese. Was actually a mistake. I was supposed to only bring one. And we're going to use the cheese on top just to run it up if it is possible. This is goat cheese, and the other one is kind of a normal cheese, cheddar like with tomato. I'm a cheese dude. I love cheese. This is ready. Just leave it there for a second. There is ready. Okay guys, let's try this. I hear the muse not far, eh? I need to be vigilant. So I have my spoon here, a crappy place to sit though, but it's too late to fix that. Well, I'm eating some kind of impossible there. Gonna make a mess. Oh. The chicken is really good. Garlic. The noodles gonna be a bit messy. Oh man, this is life. This is really good. And hot too. Okay. Cheers. Oh, this was really creamy and nice. It was a very, very good dark stout. Oh, it was perfect with the hot chicken as well. When it is this creamy, it reminds me on the original Guinness that you get in Ireland, not the one you get international. Wow, that was good. Look at this, perfect. That turned out really well. I'm going to put all of the noodles because I think I'm gonna make me some coffee as well here as well. The way this is gonna go is I'm gonna put some coffee in there. Crap. I still need some skill with this. I'm gonna press it down and try to rescue what I just screw up. There. Press it down as well. Then we're gonna do the hand of Jesus Christ. That is there's apparently a thing in the coffee community. And we're gonna put that like no, like through up like this. There we go. And we're gonna close this up again. And open this. And we're gonna put the water in this container here. It's almost boiling, that's good. And fill it up. Put it in there. Like that. And we're gonna take the little, and we're gonna just do this a couple of times over and then to just give me a cup. Of espresso. This coffee tastes better than normal AeroPress, but it's not too much. That's the only problem with it. There we go. We can feel that a bit more. So we're gonna to repeat that without putting more coffee. See if we can get any more coffee from this. I like the cream stuff. That's, you're not gonna get that on a regular Americano. There we go. Nice. And then we're gonna have some my favorite cookies, kanelboller. There we go. And we're gonna line it up so we can take an Instagram picture. That is my desire. Okay, that was the Instagram. Cheers. Oh, perfect, perfect. Nice and creamy. That's how I like it. A bit warm from the fire as well. Cinnamon rolls is called. Really nice. My favorite cake, type of cake. Cinnamon and sugar and butter. Really nice. I actually have a okay phone now to take some pictures to post it on Instagram as well. My last cat was really crappy, the camera. This is just okay. I don't really need like an iPhone 13 and stuff. Only need a phone that can manage to be outdoors in this changing weather here in Norway. And a cheap phone too, because I don't want to mess it up, scrap the screen. I really try to be more minimalistic, and I'm pretty minimalistic, you know, because the only stuff that I own is outdoor stuff and a good PC to edit my stuff. Other than that, I don't really have a nice car. I don't have a really big house. I have a lot of, well, I actually cut a lot of outdoor stuff as well, but I try to be more minimalist. And I was wondering, because some people was talking about being minimalistic, that it helps being more happy. I think you have to be old enough to understand that, and I think it's true for sure. But having that said, I don't think it's going to be like very good to have sleep on a very thin pad on the outdoors and under a tarp all the time, because the last time I was outdoors it was really a lot of mosquitoes everywhere, and yeah, surely tried a lot of under a tarp camping. I think it's good when it's cold outside, when it's winter and you have can set up a big fire. Other than that, I rather sleep on a tent or hammock when there are mosquitoes outside. When I just came here was a lot of clegg. It's almost like ticks. I don't think it was ticks because it has like flies, and I'm a bit scared of the ticks, because that's why I always wear a hat as well outdoors, because I know there is a disease that is very TBA, I think it's called, that is common on most of Europe. Norway as well, and you can get messed out like a year or longer without disease. You can get really ill. So that's kind of a fear that I have, perhaps. I don't really think about it too much. I just have the hat on and try to check out every now and again. But yeah, good to have tents. I think it's really cool to try stuff. That's how, for example, I tried this one. I have a camera that is pretty okay. The heavy cover canteen, you cannot get this in Norway. It's a fantastic piece of gear. The backpack that I have, yeah, you cannot be super minimalist. It's good to be mostly minimalist, but it's also good to have the stuff that you really care about. And you actually use, because I use that a lot. Only 6 o'clock, so it's pretty early yet. I'm thinking of taking down that tree there, just to measure up so I can actually fit it here, and make like the base of that tree at least, because it's dead. And instead of stones, I was thinking of perhaps using like a couple of feet of the bottom of the tree on each side, so I can at least have like a chair here for now. And the rest of the tree I'm probably gonna use like the back base at the same thing. I'm gonna need 1, 2, or 4 feet, 5, 6, 7, 8 to where it's like a meter from the ground. We're gonna cut that in several small, to have like one here, one there, one there, and one there, and put the long sticks on like a bench on both sides, so I can base like a fundament. And we're gonna use the sticks that is on the side of the tree on the fire. So that's my plan. I think I'm gonna use the time on that, and I've actually done some bushcraft today. And the next time I'm gonna be here, I'm probably gonna set up the hammock instead there, if I bring that, just to work on the shelter. And we're gonna fix the roof and stuff as well, if I can manage to do that. Okay, pretty warm to be out in October. One stop here, one there, let's see, one there, No, I think we need to put it there, perhaps. One there. One there. One there. And one here. It's a bit small saw for this, but at least I have something to do. But at least I can bring this part, and I'm gonna leave the other ones for the next time that I'm here. I'm gonna bring the bigger axe as well, so I can do a bit of a fundament that is flat and all. Okay, 4. Oh, come on. Perfect. I will take the other tool and almost dying. Man, this camera display already it's not very easy to be taking care of a camera and not letting it fall over, because it's pretty. You need a solid camera. It cannot be too expensive either. So if I cut like a bit of this, then I will have a bit for the fire. You can see this is totally dead. I will try to measure this from here. Ooh, almost break my saw. If you have some suggestion, guys, just put it in the comment below. But I cannot stand up. Some people complain actually of me taking down a dead tree, like when I built the super shelter. All of it was dead tree laying around or standing, and people go and buy things in IKEA and actually buy from fresh tree down in Croatia or Slovakia, or where they normally are, that get a lot of critics. We only have a couple of IKEA ferment. We try not to have a lot, because that's gonna be, or when you're building a hut, you're gonna get the from fresh trees. This is not a problem for sure. But I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna just turn this around, because that part's gonna be there and the other part is going to be here. So we need to. The mountain cannot do the job there, but there we're gonna need to elevate that part. We're gonna cut just around here. now at least I have a bed. I'm not scared of using this clothing for perhaps the church, because I use it in regular life, but I'm not scared of using this clothing for work. So this is basically gonna be the shelter, and we need to figure out the bed, try to make it as wide as possible, and I think it's gonna be a great place in the nearest future. I don't think I can manage to build it ready before winter. That's probably the goal. It's gonna take some effort though, and I come a long way already. When I bring the back bigger size log and put it here, it's gonna be much better. Gonna elevate this a bit, so at least we can have it like that or so. It's gonna be great. I think that's gonna be all for today. I really don't want to saw that part with the small saw. We'll do more work next time I'm here, because then I know what to do, and we'll probably do that much more. And we're probably gonna camp there as well. Use that tree and the other one that is fresh, that is alive, and camp it just beside here. It's gonna be more cozy as well. Nice. Good work. Guess I need to put some clothing on because I was getting a bit cold. The fire is now dying. It's 8 o'clock already. Still a bit early to just go to bed. So I'm gonna try to just have some bit of chips from weekend here and just sit here and relax. Watch this nice view. Actually can see the whole city now with the lights from here. I forgot. I have a bit of whiskey as well. Just a sip. It's blended, so it's not very strong. This is a fjelldukt. You can see the condensation. This is the one that is it has some reflected isolation and some have some stretch, but it's kind of, if you have this too long on, it's gonna condensate on you, but it's completely waterproof. It's very different from the Extreme from Hellsport fjelldukt that I have. So this is kind of good if I get a bit chilly. I can put always this on for a bit, not too long, because it's gonna condensate of you. These are the arm links for it, and this was supposed to have in here with the fire. Perhaps if I made the lean-to, I put this on behind me just to reflect some more fire, but I haven't done that today. So it's a good thing to have, but I like the Extreme a bit better because it doesn't condensate on you. So this is kind of a good bushcraft tarp that you can use in case of emergency. And if I get too cold, I can use this original Jerven. This is not the one that we have in the army. The one we have in the army is the Jerven Hunter, and that has insulation on it, and it's a bit bigger than this. It doesn't condensate too much because it has isolation on, so it kind of sucks the condensation from it. But this is cool because you can use it in many ways anyway. Like, it's mostly best as a tarp, and that's how I intend to use this now. And this is a must-have if you're going to the mountains. I like you have some straps here in the back so you can attach it on the outside of the back. And the cool thing about this is my version, my old version, doesn't have that, but it has like a tinder pouch, reflects stuff, so this is really good to put outside your back if you are. This is actually hunting season now, so I should be a bit careful because there might be some moose hunters around the area as well. Cheers again! I bought blended because I want to make some whiskey sour whiskey, because I haven't been Irish coffee and stuff. This is the best whiskey to use with that. Blended whiskey also good with soda actually. Try that at home. I was at the, I believe it might be Ivan's Cream facility, and we actually tested some at the place. They mixed the blended whiskey with some soda. I haven't tried that since then, but it was really good. When I was in Ireland with my ex, and at that time I was taking the WSET level 2 spirits exam to become an expert in spirits when I was working at the Vinmonopolet, with their liquors and stuff. I actually managed to become level 2 vessel, but I haven't used that at all. I literally don't drink otherwise than perhaps a beer and a whiskey every now and then, but very little. My wife doesn't drink either, so it's probably that. And of course we have the kids, so time to say goodnight. It's 10 o'clock. It's been a good day so far. I think I'm gonna to have a good night as well, hopefully. Yeah, good night. Good morning, guys. Ooh, it's chilly. I feel pretty comfortable, but the wind blows a bit more from this hammock from the side, so it will be very interesting to see how this works on winter time. I don't think I'm going to use it because you can really feel from the sides, and that's from compared to the other hammock. But I think I'm gonna to make some breakfast now and pack up. Okay, so backpack is packed. I think it's supposed to be raining soon, so I'm going to start a fire to make some breakfast pretty fast. Okay. So I'm going to prepare me some egg and bacon this time. I'm going to put a bit of butter for the bacon because this is a cast iron. I'm going to spare the last remaining butter for the eggs that I have in here. Bacon. Look at that, the little guy there. Is he alive? He's just keeping the... Oh yes, he is. Oh, they're nice and warm there, huh? Okay, because I'm running low on water for my bidet. I think I'm going to use the rest of the water instead of a coffee on a full body. It starts to rain now as well. Because yeah, I always need to go to the toilet when I'm drinking coffee. So I'm going to have some full body that is a very cool, good, healthy drink. I lost one slice when I was about to turn it over because it sticks in this pan. And I add some mushrooms. A bit of cheese to make it fantastic. A bit of hot sauce on top. Start to rain now actually too. So it's good timing because I will be heading out now. Back home. I have like 7 kilometers to go. So it's gonna be really much needed. So I hope you like this video guys and see you soon.